Oh, that's a big boy.
If you're fishing in this part of the country here, you never go on the water without a topwater bait.
Whoa. Big one, big one. Some of the biggest fish you're gonna get are on topwater baits.
I'm telling you, it's every cast. It is virtually every cast.
That is a good looking lure, man. That thing just rolls, rolls, rolls.
When you get them going on a topwater bite, it is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And when you sit on a bite like we're on now, it's the kind of fishing dreams are made out of, because you will never forget it.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride.
Got him. Yeah.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Doubleheader coming.
Oh,
another
you
one.
got yours?
Yep.
Look at it. Look at them. They're jumping everywhere. Look at the size. Oh, look at the size of the one he's got. It's a dog, man.
When it's hot, it's hot.
Look, you got a really big one.
This is a big fish.
Look at it. I'll get mine in here real quick. He's got himself a mule. I got a good one. He's got a mule. I tell you what, when you get in on, well, you see the size of both of these fish. When you get these smallmouth like this, when you get them going on a topwater bite, it is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable how many big fish you can catch. And of all of the bass family, smallies like this, like topwater, consistently more than largemouth or spots. They like it. Oh, you got to see this brute that he's got.
Smallmouth do like topwater, and I like smallmouth on topwater. Look at it. Look at the size of this queen of the deep. You know what? Oh, come on now. Oh, hook's popped out. Belly lift. Belly lift. There we go. Right up against the lund. Be gentle. You know, when topwater baits, let me get the hooks out of this fish. Topwater baits, a lot of people think of them as cover lures, you know, fishing around cover on a lake like we're on up in Canada, Northwest Ontario, or on rivers, you know, to catch big fish. And they do work around cover, but right now we're not fishing around cover. We're fishing around cover, moving cover. We'll talk more about that. Look at that big. Ooh, fun.
In 2003 and 2004, my brothers, James and Bill Lindner, won the Canadian Fort Francis Bass Tournament back-to-back on Rainy Lake, focusing on open water forage and chasing the smallmouth that hunted them down.
Another one. I just got a conversion one. I just got one of the conversion.
Look at this
One of
fish.
his buddies that were swimming with him.
Double header.
Yeah.
I think James coined the term mobile structure or mobile cover. I thought that was rather clever. And he was referring to bait fish, especially open water forage. In many bodies of water, the pods of pelagic bait fish are a primary food source, and smallmouth, being equal opportunity feeders, wander out and chase these bait fish in open water. And that's what we're doing today.
Northwest Ontario has the best smallmouth fishing I've ever seen in my life, steady anywhere. And the big lakes like we're on now that have cisco, smelt, tullaby, these fish oftentimes run in open water. They'll come off, he's got another one. You got him? You got him? I'll get back to you in a minute.
He's talking and I'm casting. Look at that. Yeah, I'll get another bait out there. You got to. The rain's coming in. We've been dodging squalls all day, but I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it all day long, man. Look at this guy. Woo. Some of the biggest fish you're gonna get are on topwater baits. Oh man, that is so much fun. I'm having a hard time catching my breath. This is like one of those times you can't get your lure out there fast enough. Oh, come on now, girl. Oh, look at that. Mogata, as Al would say. My gosh, that's so much fun.
No matter what moves you, Seafoam works.
Auto stow and deploy, power trim, and your choice of iPilot or iPilot Link. Ulterra from Minn Kota. We can't believe it either.
Hey, no matter what moves you, Seafoam works.
There's no place like this.
Oh, there's one. There you go, James. There's nice one. Fish. Cool.
This segment is brought to you by Gill. Respect the elements.
Look at that. They are heavy. Look at that belly on that thing. Just pigging out on open water forage. These fish feed on a lot of different forage. I mean, they feed on mayflies, they feed on minnows, they feed on crawdad. They'll eat pretty much anything, like me sometimes. We'll get her back.
Like I was saying, don't cast the second,
Okay.
just so I don't get bit. I can finish my sentence. These areas up here that have these big schools of open water forage, and usually the bigger the lake, it's got a lot of open water forage. These fish will often suspend out around the deep structures. You look for big basin areas like we're in now, where the open water forage wanders around. The top of the hump we're on, it's about 15, 16 feet deep, but we're catching fish 25, 30 feet around it. Many times they'll get off structure. Guys get structure in their mind. These fish, smallmouth bass in particular, anywhere they live, they're up, down, they're in and out many times in a day. In a day, these fish move. They're not like largemouth that tend to be sedentary and sit on a spot. These fish love to move. And oftentimes, if you're fishing in this part of the country here, you never go on the water without a topwater bait. And there's 4 styles of topwater baits, and they each have kind of a time and place. Let me explain what I'm talking about.
First off, there are 4 different hard bait styles of topwater lures for smallmouth. 1, you got prop baits, like Rapala skitter prop or X-Rap prop. 2, you have pop baits, like Rapala skitter pop or X-Rap pop. 3rd, you have jump baits, like Rapala's skitter walk. Then you have wake baits, like Rapala's BX waking minnow. All of these baits can be worked around cover or in open water, whether you're on a lake, river, or reservoir. But there are some little things that we have noticed over the years about each individual style of lure. Let's start with prop baits. This family of lures has a tendency to work in choppy to wavy water when some other lures just don't perform. This has huge merit because it's not always glass calm and sunny. Second, I would have to say that the skitter prop is one of the best hooking and holding topwater lures on the market. Third, prop baits work extremely well in current environments because just the slightest movement gets those blades a-ticking. Next is the poppers. These babies work their best when fish are neutral to positive. You can pop it and then just let it sit in the strike zone for a long time, and it drives them crazy. The unique popping noise does something to those smallies that drives them bananas. They have to take a peek, so it's a good search lure. Now we are on to jump baits. This style of topwater lure is not for the average angler. It takes some practice to get the cadence for a proper presentation, but the upside is huge. What I mean about that is it's a big fish bait. It's kind of like musky fishing. If you have some big ones spotted, put a jump bait on and they destroy it. The one thing about this style of lure is you need relatively calm conditions for its full effectiveness. That's why early morning and late evening are good times to chunk these lures. Finally, the wake bait. This style of lure has a ton of great attributes. Look at this BX wake bait. It is counterweighted to give that big rolling action. This bait is perfectly balanced to allow you to cast a mile, which is huge when you're chasing loose schools of open water smallies. You can fish it in flat calm to wavy conditions with equal success. Take a look at this. When this bait is waking at the surface, the reflection off the bottom of the water acts like a mirror, and you get a schooling image. You can also fish this lure fairly fast, similar to slow rolling a spinnerbait, or you can really slow it down and put the dance on. Are you ready for the best attribute of all? Big fish love it. And it's a great hooking lure. All you gotta do is control your emotions a little and you'll hook every one.
I'm telling you, it's every cast. It is virtually every cast.
Come on, I want to cast.
No, you can't. we got to take turns casting because the cameraman can't bounce back and forth. He's saying stop, one guy at a time. so each guy gets to catch a fish. He makes a cast. He catches a fish, releases his fish, and then it's the other guy's turn to cast. Ooh, this is a small one in comparison to the fish we've been seeing out here today. Wow. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Look at that. Oh, got him, got him, got him, got him. Got him. You know, I don't think there's a better, more exciting way to catch smallies, or any fish for that matter, on topwater baits, but smallies in particular. They bite on these things, especially up here in the far north, all year long. And it happens in the southern reservoirs too, where they're schooling on shad. And a lot of times these big fish are not on structure. They're around structure, but like I said, they're in and around running for these pods of bait. And this type of fishing, as far as equipment goes, I can't say enough. Any of the styles, whether it's a jump bait, a popper, a wake bait like Danny's throwing, you need to have bait casting rods. Monofilament, we're throwing Suffolk's mono, 14 or 17. He's got 17, I got 14. On mono, floats the bait, keeps it on top. Some guys use braid. I don't like braid. You tear some fish off it. I think I'm better off. I'll catch more fish with mono. I got this little Tour Magnum reel that they come out with. This is a new reel that they just introduced, and it's made out of magnesium. And it's so much fun fishing like this. When they get turned on to that topwater bite and they're schooling and running bait like this,
Big one, big one.
the majority of the fish are very, very aggressive.
Boy, they like this wake bait. Look at this thing. Look at him.
And when you sit on a bite like we're on now, it's the kind of fishing dreams are made out of, because you will never forget it, ever. You'll wake up at night in the middle of the winter dreaming of it. You'll see your topwater bait go, and you'll see him behind and go, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's so much fun.
I got Al in a holding pattern. He's circling the tower. He wants to cast so bad he's licking his lips up there. I'll get this guy in so we can get some more. Oh, gal. Come on, girl. Whoa. Splashing. Splash dancer. Whoop. Look at that. that wake bait. That is proven to be extremely effective today. I'll get this bait off and I'll show you.
Oh, I missed him. I bet you I get him this time.
Look at that. Another bruiser, man, on that Rapala wake bait. That is a good looking lure, man. That thing just rolls, rolls, rolls. We got some more fish surfacing over here. Let's get on them.
Mercury engine test.
Fuel efficiency you can rely on. It's good to have Mercury behind you. Uncompromising. Like the fishermen who swear by it.
We've made our name helping anglers unlock the water's hidden secrets. Hit the switch. It's time to reveal even more. AutoChart Live gives you the power to build your own high-definition maps anywhere in the world in real time. Because when you know the unknown, you can do the unheard of. AutoChart Live, only with Onyx, only from Humminbird.
Where we headed? Rocks! Better go with the swinging rugby jig! I know what to do, thanks! It's articulated, swinging head. Let soft plastics move naturally and freely. I know! I designed it! Plus, it's got that extra long Z-bend hook that you love. And it's got... Hey, little help here? Oops, I'm sorry. Did you say something? Come on, help me! Turn this bag over!
Mercury engine test.
Speed and acceleration you can rely on. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
It's my turn to cast. I like each guy makes a cast, catches a fish, talks a while. It's the next guy's turn. I'm up. Now, what we've, these topwater explosive big smallmouth bites like this, they happen in quite a few parts of the country, but they all got one thing in common. They're big water and they're clear water lakes. Smallmouth, big smallmouth, there, I missed him. He'll come back. Big smallmouth, when they get to hunting big water like this, you need big lakes, big bodies of water. This holds true in reservoirs, many of the natural lakes up north, parts of the Great Lakes. Clear water, big water, suspended forage. That's where this can happen. And I know a lot of people it's hard to get their head around throwing topwater baits over, well, in some of these cases, we're catching these fish over 50, 60 feet of water. On a lot of these lakes. They're not even near the structure. They're running that bait out there, and the biggest fish are out there.
People think fishing topwater baits over 25 feet is deep. Well, realistically, 25 feet is not really that deep. I mean, I'm in Al's boat right now. I'm almost 20 foot away from Al. Waiting.
I'm cheating, go ahead.
He just could not wait. But I mean, realistically, that's like 2 tail kicks to these smallmouths, so they can be on that bait like that. Oh, that's a big boy.
Yeah. Show yourself. By and large, when you think about smallmouth and topwater baits, come here. Most anglers are, they're really targeted into throwing in shallow water with them. And, getting that mentality to come out over these big open spaces when these fish come up, it's hard for them to get their head around. But boy, oh boy, is it fun when you get them going like that. And again, I fish smallies in a lot of places. Being my favorite fish, I've chased them all over this continent. And, oh, that's a big gal. That's a donkey. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Boy, it's like waiting for lightning to strike when you're watching that bait and it's just coming along and you know it's gonna get blasted.
Well, he lands his fish. What I wanted to say was real simple. Some of the best smallmouth fishing in the world is in Northwest Ontario.
Amen. And I'm coming back. I may not even leave. Yeah, this is a big boy, or big gal, I should say. Wow.
You know, I know a lot of you that are watching this right now are living in the sunny South, and you love bass fishing. Think about what's happening in your part of the world in July and August. Pack up your bags, come up to Northwest Ontario. We happen to be in the Atikokan area. We're staying at Crystal Beach Resort as a base of operation, and there is so many good smallmouth lakes in this area like there is in many areas.
A lot of these resorts up in Northwest Ontario are drive-to destinations, you know, and you can have some of the finest fishing in the entire world, and it's not that far away.
Come up here and enjoy the trip of a lifetime. And if you like to catch big brown bass on topwater baits, or let me put it another way, if you've never caught big brown bass on topwater baits, this is an opportunity to do it. You'll have a trip of a lifetime. Pack up your bass boat, load her up, load up the kids or your fishing buddies, and head north, baby.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That was cool. That was cool. That was so cool.
I'm trading rods with you. I want that wake bait.
I can't even tell you, man. That was...
I'm giving you this popper. I want that wake bait back.
Boy, I saw that thing hit it right here. It came up like a muskie and just blew it right out of the water.
When you're in the business of teaching people how to catch fish, you need to provide anglers with the finest equipment, backed with the knowledge of how to use it. It's all about blending science and technology with hardcore fishing experience and passion. It's a relentless commitment to quality because it's family, it's personal, and it's all about catching more and bigger fish.
There's a real boy there. Now that's a big one.
For over 65 years, Lund has had an unwavering commitment to build the finest fishing boats on the water. 65 years of dedication, innovation, passion. Lund boats stand up to the elements and the use hardcore anglers put them through season after season. Built by fishermen, for fishermen.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
Got him. Got him. Oh, let's see. Feels like a pretty good one. Yeah. Yeah. This is so much fun. It is so much fun. Come on. Tell me, let me see you. Look at it. Oh, boy. She's a beauty. She is a beauty. Gonna give me another break? Oh, she's got hooks all over her. But she's a big one. Well, you see the size of this mama. Whoa, whoa. Look at that. That's why I come to Northwest Ontario every single year and have been doing it for like 40 years to chase big smallmouth like this. And you know what they love up here? You can catch them all year long on topwater baits. You want the trip of a lifetime for big brown bass like this? Go check out Northwest Ontario. You won't regret it. You know, people sometimes ask me, hey, what's your favorite book in the Bible? Well, for me, it's the book of Proverbs. I read it a number of times every year. Now, most of my study in God's Word is done in a New King James Version, but every once in a while, I go to the Message Bible, and I really like the way it defines certain scriptures. It's really down to earth in a lot of cases. And I want to read you how they described the book of Proverbs in an introduction. Many people think that what's written in the Bible is mostly to do with getting people into heaven, getting right with God, saving their eternal souls. It does have to do with that, of course, but not mostly. It is equally concerned with living on this earth, living well, living in robust sanity. Wisdom is the biblical term for this on earth as it is in heaven, everyday living. Wisdom is the art of living skillfully in whatever actual conditions we find ourselves. A college degree is no certification of wisdom. I won't even go there. Wisdom has to do with becoming skillful in honoring our parents, raising our children, handling our money, and conducting our sexual lives, going to work and exercising leadership, using words well and treating friends kindly, eating and drinking healthy, cultivating emotions within ourselves and attitudes towards others that make for peace. Proverbs concentrates on these concerns more than any other book in the Bible. Boy, that described the book of Proverbs. I couldn't say it any clearer. It's about everyday living. In many cases, one sentence at a time. If you've never read the book of Proverbs, I want to encourage you, pick up a Bible, get into the book of Proverbs, take a marker with you, and by the time you're done with it, there's going to be something in there that's going to touch you. I guarantee it. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a good fishing season. We'll see you on the water.